Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo and Jordy with Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and we've got an NFL Prize Picks video for you. We're going to be talking about the December 30th Saturday game between the Cowboys and the Lions. But before we get into our picks, if you've never tried Prize Picks, use our promo code and they'll double your first deposit up to $100. They're going to match whatever you put on. So if you do put the full 100 on, you'll get 200 to play with. Just use our code and they will hook you up with that deal. And if you are new to our channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. We run a lot of different types of shows. This is our late night show. We run this every night of the week whenever there's games to be played. Then we have our daily show that's Monday through Friday. So we have 6 picks for everybody tonight since we won't be doing the daily show tomorrow. And we're going to try to, on the weekends, get you as many picks as possible in the single videos since the games start so early. It just doesn't make sense for us to run the daily show since there won't be much time to get the video out before the games start. So, and also, of course, as usual, if you guys don't mind liking the video, it's been awesome. Like we had said in our last video, we just got over 7,000 subs. And we really appreciate it. And you guys have been killing it with the likes. So if you appreciate what we're doing here, you want to help us grow our channel, just like the video, and that helps us a lot. All right, so quick recap of our last video for NFL Thursday Night Football. We had a great time. This was Jordy and I have so much going on this game. We had our picks for the video, which we were really excited. We got the sweep. It was really nice to just get a sweep. It's been a minute, and we want to get back on track. And I can feel it. It's like we've had to make some adjustments with the NBA lately because they're doing these weird rotations. But as long as we can get a grip on what to expect, we can project things better. And I feel like a little bit. I feel things turning with the NBA picks too. But anyways. For our Dynasty, Jordy and I are facing each other in the Dynasty Championship. And I had originally Anthony Richardson. He got injured early in the season. My backup was Kirk Cousins. He got injured. Then I had Sam Howell, and he got benched. And then I grabbed Flacco, and Flacco's just like been my savior.
Will you just lay down and die already?
And so,
win, man.
I had Flacco. Flacco, like, literally has been responsible for my push into the playoffs, and he's just been. I love this guy forever now. But I played him, and Jordy has the Jets defense, so it was just a lot of fun. And since I'd been seeing what he's been doing, that's part of the reason I was excited about his fantasy score. I thought 13 was so low. I mentioned that in the video. He ended up going for 23.42 fantasy points on Prize Picks. We have a little 3-point bonus for 300 yards or more games. And so he got me 26 in our fantasy league, which was awesome. But also David Njoku, I knew that he and Flacco have had this great chemistry. So we took him for over 12.5 fantasy score. He went for 18.4. I think he may have cashed that in the first half. He went nuts in the first half. I think he did. I think they both cashed in the first half. And you got 2 cashes as well, Jordy. You want to talk about yours?
Yeah. As much as I didn't want Flacco to cash, I did want him to cash for the video's sake. So I'm happy that worked out for you. But it's been a little frustrating. My dad's been calling me, "You see what Joe Flacco's doing?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I'm bursting him in the championship game." But yeah, we had a good night too. I tried to take as much Jets as I could so I could kind of put the juju in the air so his picks would fail. But we had a good night. We had a sweep. I took Jordan Whitehead for over 5.5 tackles and assists, and he had 8, so he hit on that. And I took Breece Hall for over 31 receiving yards, and he had 42. So it was pretty sick though, because Jordan Whitehead had 4 tackles in the first quarter. So I was pretty stoked that he blew that out of the water. Yeah,
these plays didn't like tease us, like they just like right out of the gates
by the third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, Flacco's first drive, he got that touchdown. It was like a 75-yard drive for the touchdown. Like it was just like right out of the gates. These all started hitting. It was awesome. And Jordy and I were just sitting here talking about how how silly the Jets look right now. That Joe Flacco has been sitting on his couch without a job, and the Jets have this elite defense, and they've had this quarterback carousel going on with all these random QBs who just can't get the job done. And then Flacco is maybe going to take the Browns to the Super Bowl the way they're playing right now. We'll see if they can do that to the Jets. I don't know that there's, maybe the Ravens have as scary of a defense, but that was just impressive. But yeah, the Jets, man, it's like, dude, you guys had this guy. He was just sitting there.
Flacco versus the Ravens in the playoffs. I think that'd be sick.
That would be awesome, man. Yeah, awesome revenge game.
Yeah.
And not even like straight up revenge. I mean, kinda, but it's like they cherish him in Baltimore as well, But all right, guys. So we've had enough fun just kind of talking football. We can get into these plays. It's late, so this was a tough one. This board was actually pretty tricky. It's like this is such a juiced game, but these lines are actually pretty tricky. So yeah, to get things started, since we're talking about one game, let's go over here and look at this over-under. So we got a 52-point over-under. So this is projected to be a high-scoring game. We got the Cowboys favored by 6 points. I hope it lives up to these expectations, and I don't really see why it wouldn't. I think that it is going to be a shootout, and it should be a lot of fun. So before I get things started, I want to show you guys something that you need to be aware of with Prizepicks. We were both looking at this prop and we're thinking this prop looks really good. And it was almost made it into the video. If you still want to take it, go for it. But we were looking at Khalif Raymond, and when you look at his receptions here, 1.5, and then you go up and you look at his last 5, and you're like, oh my gosh, this play is so juiced. He's hit it 4 out of his last 5 games. And then you go over to Outlier, and you look at his last 5 games, and this is like the truth about his last 5 games. He hasn't hit it 4 out of his last 5 games. So we've got Minnesota, Denver, Chicago. We got like the 24th, the 16th, the 10th, 3rd, the 23rd of November. Prizepicks shows his last 5. December 24th, they skip the 16th and go straight to the 10th. Then it's like they've done this. We've caught this before. And I think it's super shady, honestly, for them to be doing that, because you visually, and they're saying average last 5. So I don't know, that just kind of, that frustrated us a little bit. We wanted to put it on your guys' radar. Like, it's always good to double check, and not just trust what they're showing as the last 5, because a lot of people are going to see all that green and be like, oh my God, I'm going to smash the over on this, But I faded off of it because it's really not a great matchup for how little of work Khalif Raymond gets. He's a great gadget guy, and I'm not saying he won't hit that, but I'm just saying that is just a straight up lie right there about it being his last 5. So I don't know. I just wanted to share that. But okay, so let me actually get into my plays. Okay, so I'm going David Montgomery. So I'm going to be going fantasy score for David Montgomery. I like the fantasy score props for football. I've talked about it a lot. The full point PPR, just makes it easier to hit these marks. And I think Prizepicks kind of has a tendency to put these lines a little low, because I guarantee you on Sleeper right now, David Montgomery is probably projected for over 10.5 points. And that is in our league in half point PPR. So I don't understand, but I love it. I love that Prizepicks has their projections kind of low. So I'm going to be taking him to go over this. I haven't vetted to make sure, but yeah, this looks right to me. They've got the 16th game in there. They're not doing the same thing. It's weird. David Montgomery has a different last 5 games than Khalif Raymond. That's kind of odd. But anyways, I'm going to be taking the over here on David Montgomery. And when we hop over to Outlier, and they don't have the fantasy score option. So I'm starting with his rushing yards. And if we look at just that average there, 52 and a half is what the line is set at on Outlier. He's gone over this 9 out of his last 10 times. And the matchup, the Cowboys are actually not that great against the run. And I think that they're going to try to expose that just the same way that the Buffalo Bills did a few weeks back when James Cook just ran all over them. The Lions have already been known to try to, kind of play that old school, like, just run it down your throat after you get a little bit of a lead, run the clock. And so with the Cowboys being 19th in rushing yards allowed, 16th against running backs. So like some quarterbacks definitely can get some rushing yards in there as well, some wide receivers. But overall, I think it's, I like this play. If we look at his receptions, he's been getting, in the last 3 games, which is like a good sample size for football because that's 3 weeks, but he's gotten over 2 in each of the last 3 games. And so, like we said, that's a full extra point there. And I think, I could see David Montgomery getting into the end zone here in this game. And if he does that, we're for sure going to cash on that. So I think between all of that, on the board being actually a little bit more difficult than I anticipated it would be, I do like David Montgomery to go over 10.5 fantasy score. That's going to be my first play. And then my next play, I was a little apprehensive, but I kind of I had to go with my gut. And when I pivoted off of that Khalif Raymond, I actually am pivoting over here to Tony Pollard receiving yards. There's a couple of reasons I like this. It doesn't look good on here, but I think that this is going to turn into a shootout. We have, I believe Dowdle is out. Did we verify that, Jordy?
Yeah, he's a scratch.
Okay, so Dowdle's out. So I think that we're going to see an increase in Pollard's usage. I don't think that this is necessarily where Deuce Vaughn just takes over Dowdle's full role. Dowdle wasn't really getting that much work anyways the last couple of weeks. But I like Pollard to go over 15.5 because I think that this is going to be a high scoring game. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Lions kind of got out to a lead and the Cowboys were having to play catch up with them a little bit more. And so I think that they're just going to be, a couple plays at least where Dak has to just dish it out because the play was kind of broken up, and he has to extend the play by just dishing it out to Tony Pollard, and maybe Pollard can, go for a little 8 to 10 yard run like once or twice in the game. Is kind of the way I see this playing out. If we jump over to Pollard, oh, that's Montgomery. All right. If we actually look at, he hasn't done this well in the last 2 games, obviously. 37 against Philly is solid. I think that it could be a little bit more like that type of a matchup. And if we actually look at the matchup against the Lions, they give up a lot of receiving yards, 24th in the league in receiving yards allowed. And against running backs, they're middle of the road, 15th. So it's a good matchup. And I think this line is just low enough. And yeah, most of the other odds makers actually have this line set at 18.5. That's the lowest I could find it on Outlier. So I do like that Prizepicks has this set at just 15.5. It is on Daily Grind, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so this is the top 3 play on Daily Grind right now at just under a 53% chance to go over. And Daily Grind does target discrepancies. And like we had said, all the other odds makers have it at 18.5. Daily Grind's, their algorithm, their system, however it works, it recognized that this is set low compared to what the other odds makers are even having it at. And all these guys have it at a 50-50 shot at 18.5. So if we're kind of like looking for what we can get with the way the board is right now. And Daily Grind has this at a -134 because of this discrepancy here, us getting it at 15.5. So that makes me feel a lot better about taking it. I'm going to be taking those 2. And then for my demon play, it might be the most sure shot of all of my plays, to be honest. I just didn't have any choice but to take this one. I don't know, the multiplier might not be that crazy. It's kind of funny to me that this Jahmyr Gibbs anytime TD, like rushing or receiving TD, just him getting 1 would even be a demon. But it is. And look, they left out the 16th there again. So they want you to see all that green. I'm kind of curious. We'll hop over to Outlier real quick, but I am going to be taking this for more. And that's going to be one of the multipliers. Jordy and I each have a demon to feature in this episode. But let's hop over to Outlier and see. So yeah, actually, it would have looked even worse if they would have had all these on here because, yeah, so what did they do there? So he's gotten it in his last 3, but I'm just kind of curious just because we're talking about this. What is Prizepicks showing? Yeah, Prizepicks is skipping and showing you 5 straight green as if he's done this in 5 straight games. When in fact, he's done it 3 out of his last 5 games. See what they're doing there? That's not cool. Anyways, I still like it because he scored 5 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks. So that's super juicy. And I don't know. Something tells me that's not an accident. I'm not trying to be all conspiracy about it, but
he wasn't out those 2 games, was he?
Maybe he was. Maybe you're right.
Look up like his rushing yards on Outlier. Look at those games.
That may be it. No, look at that.
He played. That's
Is this all still rolling?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we just cracked. Yeah, we just cracked the code. Jordy had a good way to check on it. It's like, yeah, look at, he has rushing yards in all of these games. And then if we go to the TDs, he's gotten TDs in his last 3, and then he had 2 games with no touchdowns. And Prizepicks is showing that he's got 5 straight. His last 5 says right there, touchdowns. You guys got to be careful about that. Because I know that I have some times where it'll get the best of me. I'll visually see green across the board and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm just going to take a chance on this. No, dude, they're kind of tricking you. And they won't give us a promo code, so I'm going to expose them. No, but anyways, guys, we're kind of having some fun with this one tonight since we won't be doing the daily show tomorrow, but these are the 3 I'm running with. We got David Montgomery fantasy score over 10.5, Tony Pollard over 15.5 receiving yards, and Jahmyr Gibbs rushing or receiving TD for more. All right, Jordy, what do you got for us, man?
Yeah, so to get into mine, I'm still cheesing about what just happened, but anyway, I'm gonna get into my plays here. So my first one is gonna be a rushing yards prop, and obviously I'm gonna go with my man Dak Prescott here. I'm a fan of this dude. Obviously, I'm a huge Cowboys fan, but secondly, it's a good matchup for him. You look at their overall rushing yards and it looks kind of grim, but if you look at their rushing yards versus quarterbacks, they're giving up the most this year out of anyone else. They're giving up 27.1 rushing yards this season, so they're ranked 32, so that's the absolute worst in the league. So we got a good value on this one here, and he's done this a lot. I mean, you guys know Dak Prescott, he runs the ball when he has to, and I think they're going to be sending everyone at him. I think they're going to try to disrupt his game, and I think he's going to have to run more. So that's kind of what Buffalo and Miami did, and that's what made him hit here, because they were blitzing him. They blitzed him like 8 times, Buffalo, and he had to run for his life. So I think we're going to get that same situation here. This isn't juice to go over. A lot of people have it on like their EVs to go under. I'm taking the over here. I really like this one. So I'm going to be rolling that at 17.5. I feel really good about that. And then my next play, I feel really good about too. I'm going to be taking Alex Anzalone, I believe is how you say his name. And I'm going to be taking his tackles and assists over at 7.5 here. This dude is a beast. I mean, if you guys watch any of the Lions and pay attention to their defense, this guy is always around the ball. I mean, you can see in some of these games, he's got 15 tackles, and that's against Chicago, who does run the ball a lot, right? So we kind of have a similar play style between the Bears and Dallas here, with the way they throw the ball and they run the ball, like almost the same. So I did a lot of diving into that play just to see how this would kind of match up. I'm not saying it's going to be that easy like it was against Chicago, but I think he has a good opportunity to get 8 tackles and assists here. He's gone over this 6 out of 10 games, and he's only missing 1 tackle a game, which is absolutely crazy. And his tackles, if you look at the overall here for linebacker, the Cowboys are giving up 21 tackles. So we got a value of 12.5, and assists, they're 8th, giving up 6.8. So those stats are always kind of like hit or miss, right? Because people can kind of prepare for people better. But this guy's a middle linebacker, so he's going to be flying all over the floor, and he's their Mike, so he's going to be active everywhere. So I just like this play a lot. Like I said, again, this isn't one that's particularly juiced. It's kind of 50-50, but I love these tackles and assist plays. I hit more on these than anything else, so I really like playing them. So I look for like their best guys, and I look for the good matchups here. So I think Alex is going to have a good chance here. So I'm taking him to go over this. 7.5 over here on Prizepicks as well, so I really like this. And my next one here is going to be my demon play. The Gibbs one is definitely the best demon on the board. I mean, it's super valued. I would be running the Montgomery one too, but they won't let you take 2 touchdown props from the same team. I think both those guys got a good shot. So I'm going to roll with my man Jake Ferguson here. It looks grim on here, right? Looks like he's just going under this all the time. But if we dive into this more, where'd this go? So if we dive into the over here more, he's actually got the best odds on any of the Cowboys outside of CeeDee Lamb to hit a touchdown in this game. You can see when it comes to receiving touchdowns against the Lions, they are ranked 25th, giving up 1.6 a game. A lot of tight ends have had big games against them. So I think, for a demon play, I'm going to be rolling the dice with Jake Ferguson here. He's actually 2nd in red zone targets. You can see he's got 22, and CeeDee Lamb's got 25. So they're throwing it just as much to him in the red zone as they are CD almost. So I think he's got really good odds here to hit this. And, he's done it 4 out of 10 times. It's nothing crazy. He's only done it 1 in his last 5, but I think in a game script like this where there's a massive over-under, what'd you say it was, like 50? So it's like...
Yeah, I think 52 maybe.
Yeah, so we got a big over-under here. So I think these guys are either going to be... I think the game is either going to be a huge blow, like scoring, just, both teams scoring a lot and keeping it close, or I think the Cowboys are going to be in trouble. I don't see the Cowboys blowing the Lions out. I really don't. I could be wrong, but I don't see that happening at all. So I like this Jake Ferguson play a lot. So I'm going to be taking this demon here, and that's what I've got, man.
Yeah. And, also, I think that the reason I see more of a shootout than a blowout too, like you were saying, if it was a blowout, I think it would maybe lean in the Lions' favor. But it being in Dallas is good, really obviously good for the Cowboys. Like they really show out at home.
Well, and the Lions are 7-2 on the road, so this is going to be a good game.
Yeah, man, this is just going to be fun. I'm definitely going to be getting some DraftKings for this one too.
Yeah, for sure.
Some showdowns, but just like last time we did the Demons, guys, the Demons are bonus picks. The non-demon plays are our official picks. So don't, if you're uncomfortable with the demon plays, you want to just mix and match our regular plays. Those 4 plays we gave you are our official picks for the video, and the demons are just, we're trying to have some fun with these on some of these slates and feature some of these demons. If you want to like increase your multiplier a little bit, I think that we checked it in this, what did it go up to, 37. Like 37. So you get 37x with this lineup instead of your typical 25. So it's a little bit of fun. It's not like that much more. You're getting 11x more. So if you're uncomfortable with these particular demon plays, just pivot off of them. But yeah, we hope you guys have some fun with it. This has been kind of a long, fun episode. We've been having fun just sort of kicking back with you guys. We tend to do this on the weekends, but we appreciate you guys, and we hope you had a good Flex Friday. And we are still going to be doing an NBA video tonight, so that'll be up kind of late. We're going to be maybe even more slap happy by then.
Yeah,
so we still have to do our research.
Lowry's butt out of this one, I promise.
Yeah. But yeah, as always, if you're interested in checking out our Discord, we've been getting a lot of people that have been joining, and it's been awesome. There's a link in the description of the video, just to get that out of the way. People are asking how to get to the Discord still, and I'm like, it's in the description of the video. There's a link, and also when you join the Discord. If you want access to everything, you just have to go to the server subscriptions and subscribe. And that's how you get access to everything. We posted so many slips in there tonight. We didn't end up hitting on all of our NBA picks, but we had a lot of other slips. We had some people cash in 6-mans in there. I had multiple 6-mans that just missed by one play. So I had a few double ups, but we're all sharing slips in there and whatnot. So if you want to go check it out, that's in the description of the video. And if you want to check out the Daily Grind Fantasy Tools, they're our official partner. And they're giving all of our viewers 25% off. And so if you use the code BACKDOOR, one word, they will give you 25% off of any of the tools that you subscribe to. And we were going to give you guys a correlation slip for this game, but they didn't see anything. Their correlation tool did not come up with anything that it liked enough to pump out a 6-man slip. So we will try to do that tomorrow for the Sunday game, because I know that there's like multiple games, so there'll definitely be some correlation slips, and we'll do a little segment tomorrow featuring a 6-man correlation slip in addition to the plays that we pick out on our own. So it'll be a nice, fun, long episode tomorrow night too. But that's going to do it, guys. We hope you have a great Saturday, and we will catch you in a little while in the NBA video.
Good luck, guys.